Hi all, welcome to Palo Alto session. So guys, Rohit, over to you. You can start with introduction, whatever we decided for today's session.
Yeah, Gaurav. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi guys. Uh, Today we are discussing about the Palo Alto Firewall, next generation firewall. And before starting the class or demo session, I just want to know how many of you are aware about the firewall, or uh, if you know something about the firewall, can anyone let me know? I just want to know what all the things you know about the firewall.
Hey, hi, Atul. I joined late. Abhijit here.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah. I know little bit about firewall, about the various zones are there, trusted zone,
Yeah,
demilitarized zone, and militarized zone. And
yeah.
I have worked on a firewall 2006, and I was
Okay,
like, it was a very basic port opening kind of request. That's it, and
okay.
that's yeah. So creating an access list for the port to access. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only knowledge I have about firewall.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So here, can I able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in the Palo Alto, there is an certification called PCNSA and PCNSC. Okay. So it's completely about the firewall and deploying, implementation, design, everything is covered in the Palo Alto firewall. So what is PCNS is just in basic level, Palo Alto Certified Network Security Administrator. This is the basic certification what it is providing by the Palo Alto. And PCNS is a Palo Alto Certified Network Security Engineer. Like you are like expert into this if you are going with the PCNSC certifications. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, I'll train you about the PCNSC concepts as well as I'm going to train you about the EDU 210, which is officially conducted by Palo Alto. Palo Alto is recommending EDU 210 for firewall training. Okay. So you can, if you are thorough with the concept, each and everything after completion of EDU 210, you can just go with the exam like PCNSC. And who all can write the exam, or who all can be able to ready to write the exam is network security engineer, network support engineer, or security admin, security. And this is the first step into the security profile where you are heading with the security domain. Okay, you might be a network engineer, or you might be working in some other domain or anything, but uh, some bit of network knowledge and all, like it is required, like what is VLAN, IP address, and routing is important in this, in the firewall. Wherever you go, routing is important. Okay, so along with that idea and all, you can, you if you are ready with the concepts and all, then you can go with the PCNSC certifications. Directly you can write. There is nothing like you have to write PCNS here, then you have to write PCNSC. That is a global certification, and which is recommended by Palo Alto itself. And our topic is like, it's why Palo Alto we are recommending, in the sense Palo Alto is not considering it as the network security engineer. They are considering it as a cyber security engineer. So most of the modules, like there are some concepts, like I'll tell you in the ongoing sessions, they are considering it as a cyber security engineer. The reason behind that is like threat prevention is there, anti spyware, anti virus configurations, or it's like there are a lot of concepts which is involved in this, in the same firewall. Many different things like app conversions, app id conversion, DOS attack prevention, SD-WAN also implemented in this firewall. I'll show it in the firewall once it is opened. Let me come to the topic first.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. I have a question. Sorry, I joined a bit late.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, what are the prerequisites for this course? Just basic knowledge of routing and switching will be enough, right?
Yeah, basic knowledge of routing and switching is enough, but if you don't have knowledge, I'll guide you and I'll tell you how you can come up with that. Okay. So, what all the things is required for the firewall administrator and all? If you want to handle the firewall or if you want to be a network and security engineer, what all the things is required? I'll tell you. You might at initially you might be like you might be not knowing that thing. I'll tell you like what all the things you have to come up with, you have to brush up with. You just brush up with that concept and you just come and approach me. I'll tell you. If you still have a doubt, I'll clear it in the doubt clearance session at the end of the
Sir,
class.
I'm currently working on Fortinet devices
Okay.
and have completed half of the NSC4
If you
curriculum.
are
But
working in a FortiGate devices, you might be having all the idea, but when it compares to the GUI or some of the
yeah, they are
technology, some
different.
of the
Yeah.
concept is different. Okay, like Palo Alto is approaching in a different way, and FortiGate is approaching in a different way. That is why the Palo Alto is considered as a best firewall in the world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. True. Sir, one last question before you start.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, will it be
Yeah,
a
please tell
weekend
me.
batch? Will it be a weekend batch or weekday batch? Hello?
Guys, this is a weekdays batch. It's not a weekend. Weekend we started just last week only.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, what is the timing this course?
9
9 to
9 to 10:30.
10:30. ठीक, okay.
Sir, it's Monday to Friday.
Yes,
Hello.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, Rohit, you can continue now.
Yeah. So I'll come up with the Palo Alto EDU 210. I'll tell you like it is segregated as a PCNSA. Where it is. See here it is showing PCNSA, PCNSA. This is the certification for the firewall engineer, and I'm going to train you about this EDU 210. Why? Because it's cover each and every concepts. Okay, initially we are going ahead with the initial firewall setup. Like once you get the firewall, you will be not able to access it, right? So what we have to do, we have to log in into the CLI mode, and we have to set up the IP address and the subnet mask. I hope you know this thing, IP address and subnet mask, and DNS you have to configure to come up. It should open in the GUI mode or anything. So one second. After completion of this GUI setup, after completion of the CLI mode, you will be able to see the firewall here like this. This is the initial login page of the Palo Alto Firewall. Okay, after the initial configuration, like we'll be discussing about the managing the firewall, like we have to do the licensing about the firewall. Once if you have bought a new piece, there is a licensing is mandatory in any of the device. After that, will be discussing about the administrator account, like who all the admins we need to give the access. Sometimes in the organization, what happens, there will be a engineer like level 1, level 2, level 3. Level 3 is like we'll consider it as a super admin. So he'll be having all the rights. He can able to do the firewall configuration change, whatever he can create the object, whatever he is required, he can do. And even the template push also he can do. That is the super admin power. And this all firewalls will be managed by the centralized management system like called Panorama. In that, we can do the template push all at the firewall. If you have 10 firewalls, we can just commit and push all the firewalls in a 10 firewalls at the same time itself. There is nothing like we have to do it one by one by one. We have to wait. That is a wastage of time and effort, right? So the centralized management we can push. Though this, what I'm telling is, now we'll just discuss about the firewall administrator. Like if level 1 engineer is there, he'll be having not that much confidence about the firewall and all. So he'll be giving just some access, like read access, write access. Like he'll be able to just manipulate the just change the things or manipulate the things in security policy itself. He can't create the objects, or like he can't create the NAT policy, or he can't create the policy based forwarding things. There are a lot many things behind that, like administrator account we'll be discussing in the class itself. When this concepts we are going to discuss deeply, we'll discuss about this. And next thing is, like we'll be discussing about the security zones. Like if you have a firewall, like at the initial of the class thing you said, uh, like militarized zone, demilitarized zone. So there is a different thing. Like if the firewall is there, okay. 1 second, I'll tell you. So let's consider this as a firewall, and we have this zone, and we'll consider this as a DMZ. Okay, let it connect here, and another one zone is there, that is called as internet. Okay, this is called internet, and this is called LAN. So DMZ is like we'll be configuring our servers here, and this is the internet part, ISP part. Okay. So we'll consider this as internet, sorry. So DMZ is like you will be configuring your infrastructure, servers, applications will be installed in this DMZ, demilitarized zone. So, and you'll create another one zone like LAN. LAN is considered as a trusted zone, and this is ISP. Okay, anybody can access in this, but there is a firewall in middle of that to inspect the traffic. So what we'll do, we'll create the 3 different zone here, and LAN user should access this DMZ, demilitarized zone, correct? So at that time, what we'll do, we'll create a security policy here in the firewall. So here we'll give a name, descriptions and all. In the source zone, we'll mention it as which zone we want. Here we'll mention it as a LAN zone, and in the destination from where it want to travel, from LAN to demilitarized zone or demilitarized to LAN. If it is from demilitarized to LAN zone, DMZ zone to LAN, we'll consider source as a DMZ. If you want to connect with LAN to DMZ, then source as a LAN source, then destination zone as DMZ. Then again we'll be enabling, like we'll be mentioning to the firewall like which application you want to use, like HTTP. There are a lot pre-built application which is defined by the Palo Alto itself. Sorry guys, 1 minute, like firewall is getting a lot of time.
So Rohit, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say that can we start by how we would be covering from the basics, because you directly went into logging into a firewall while
No. I'm just I'll start from the firewall, how the behavior is and what are the different kind of firewall.
see,
As
because
is a demo session, and I'm telling you what all the concept
okay.
I'm going to cover.
So
I'll start from the scratch, and
yes,
I'll tell
yes.
you all the concept, what is behind the firewall.
Yeah.
After this, I'll tell you about something about the centralized management system like Panorama.
Yes.
Okay, and
So because you have to understand that not everybody in this batch would be a hardcore security background person.
yeah.
So
Once
things can
I
go about.
start my class, I'll tell you the firewall behavior,
Yeah.
and before the next generation firewall, how the firewall is there, and why the next generation firewall came, and how the packet is getting inspected in the next generation firewall and architecture of the firewall. This next generation firewall things is covered here, like portfolio and architecture. Okay.
Yeah.
So before that, firewall essential thing, how it is working, behavior of the firewall, how it is the how packet is getting inspected, and there are different kind of firewall, not only the next generation firewall. Correct. So I'll
Yes.
tell you about that history of the firewall. Then I'll come up with
So
the.
because
I'll start with the
we were given some like module wise plan where the first one starts with your basic concepts where
yeah.
so I hope you will take care of all those.
Yeah, definitely. I'll take care of those. The
Yeah.
modules. That's what I'm saying. I'll start from the scratch. Then
Yeah.
I'll come up with the topic of the Palo Alto firewall. I'll not directly step into the Palo Alto firewall.
Yeah.
I'll start from the scratch.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thanks.
So that is the reason I asked you at the initial of the class, like, what all the things you know. If you are telling me this thing, I can come up with that concepts. I'll tell you that concepts, and if you are not clear with that, ask me a question. I'll tell you. That could be easy for you as well, and that could be better understanding for you. I'll tell you all the things. I'll not directly step up into the firewalls and all. Okay. I know that that is very hard thing. Like directly, I'm stepping into the Palo Alto
No,
firewall.
the purpose of joining a instructor-led training is this only because
Yeah.
we people are not into day-to-day familiar with security
and
things.
and
So
that is what see why I'm telling is, like, I'll be giving you training about the conceptual wise.
yeah.
Okay, lab and all this configurations and all. I'll give you the lab. I'll give you one book and first referring this, and I'll give you the lab module in the PDF format. By seeing that, you can able to do this. Why I am here is to explain you about the conceptual wise. You should better understanding the things, how this things will work. For understanding that, I have to start from the basic itself. I can't come up and step up with directly with the Palo Alto firewall. As it is a demo session, what all the modules I'm going to cover, I'm just explaining that thing.
Thanks for understanding.
Yeah. So in the application wise, like what you are mentioning, like HTTP, web browsing, any of the application you want, you can mention here. Like if you want to give access to the user only on the HTTP, and if user is asking for RDP connection, and if you don't want to give SSH or any other of the connection, you can just mention here RDP. Okay, and rest of the thing automatically uh, it will be disconnected. If he's trying to do SSH or HTTP request, it will be directly dropped from the firewall. How the firewall is like, you should be mentioning each and every command. It will inspect, it will verify, yeah, this has been mentioned. He has allowed HTTP, he has allowed this user, he has allowed this zone. And how this firewall will work, north to south and east to west. Like north to south means the security policy what you are creating here. Like first you will create the block rule, like nobody should 0000 you have mentioned, and nobody should allow on this network. What you will do, the what firewall will do, firewall will not allow anyone. Why? Because it's inspecting from north to south. Correct. So if you want to allow someone, first you will create the rule, like you want to allow Amit here, so you will mention here. Rest of the thing in the below of that, you will create another one block rule. Apart from Amit, everybody is blocked. Like you will mention everyone is blocked. How it inspect? First, it will check rule number 1. Amit is allowed. He'll be able to access the traffic, access the thing what the admin has allowed. Second, he'll check nobody is allowed apart from Amit. So everybody is blocked here. This is how the firewall will work. Palo Alto firewall, especially. This is about the security zones and security policy. And NAT thing and all, like will here it is NAT. So why the NAT is used in the sense, like you are working in one organization, and if you want to give access, like your client will be there in the organization, they are asking for their application, so you can't give your private IP address. So in that case, what you will do, you'll just create one NAT policy, and you'll ask their public IP, and you will map your public IP here with your private IP. It will start communicating using the NAT policy. If you are configured in the firewall, there are many different kind of thing NAT policy like source NAT, destination NAT, dynamic NAT. We'll discuss in the class deeply about this topic. And how about the application usage and app ID and all? Like this Palo Alto Firewall has very beautiful monitoring tool in inbuilt in this. Like if you are clicking on just traffic and all, 1 second, we'll not get it here. Let it generate. Till that, I'll explain you. We'll discuss about the traffic, like what is it is getting. Uh, the live traffic logs will get it here. Like what user is doing, you will get the user ID here, source details here. User ID in the sense it might be IP address or it might be your AD ID, admin ID, anything it could be. And in the destination details also you can mention. 1 second, why it is not coming?
Hi, Rohit. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
So what I can infer from what you are demonstrating is the Palo Alto firewall is more of a GUI focused firewall than a CLI focused firewall.
Yeah.
And that is like, are the commands going to be asked in the exams that you have mentioned?
No, commands is not going to be asked in the mention. Like what I'm saying is at initially what you'll do, you'll configure it to get the GUI access. Okay. And PCNSE exam is all about the concepts, like they'll be giving you to create a security policy and they'll be giving you to create a NAT policy. And somewhere they'll ask you for like, we are getting this error. You have to mention the troubleshooting. That is the only one part in the PCNSE exam. But like they'll tell you to create the object, tell you to create the service ID, they'll tell you to create the URL category. There are like modules like if you, that will be helpful for you in day-to-day activity if you are working as a firewall engineer. Some of the
Sir,
thing that will be there and some of the thing will be troubleshooting part will be also there. That is covered in the PCNS.
Sure.
sir,
And that all aligns with the EDU 210 course that you are demonstrating.
EDU 210 is like, what I'm trying to say is PCNS is a basic one. PCNS CE is the advanced one, the certification. Okay. What all the concept is covered in that is already covered in EDU 210. Along with that, there are some little more concepts which will be helping you for day-to-day activity. If you are sitting alone in the office, you can able to do anything. If you know the
Okay.
concept, if you are ready to learn the things.
So,
That's
sir,
I can
one
tell you
thing.
the concept. I can tell you the concept. I can show you how it things works. But if you are unless you are practicing it, you will be not confident about anything.
sir, it's a
Okay.
multiple question exam or task related exam.
Multiple type questions will also be there, and just like have had anyone written the CCNA
Yes.
Yes, sir.
global? How it is?
Yes, sir. It's a multiple choice question.
Ah.
Some questions are scenario based as well,
Yes,
but
the
you have to answer.
same as
Yeah.
PCNS.
Okay. Sir, one thing, will you
I just
cover
want to
the
ask you guys one thing. You just want to clear the PCNSE exam, or you just want to clear with the concepts?
with the concept?
See, PCNSE exam, like if you have a dump, if you know the concept, if you have 2-3 dumps, if you are studying that, you can able to clear the PCNSE. But concept is not like that. That is what I am saying. I'll tell you the each and everything. I'll not sit and tell you this is a security module. You have to add the source IP here, destination IP here, and you have to do this thing. I'll not tell you that thing. I'll tell you the concept. Lab thing, I'll give it to you and I'll show you how you have to work on that. If you have doubt or anything, I'll just clear it to you. That is not a thing. When you are doing this, when you are practicing the things, you will get to know, you will get a main thing, you'll get a confidence to work on this. I have seen many people like they will start, they'll just focus on the certification part. If you are going with the 210, each and every concepts, once it is cleared, if you are confident about you can do anything in the firewall, then you can able to easily clear the PCNSE exam. That is not a big deal.
Sorry, do we must have
And in the day-to-day activity also, if some issue came, like if I am the user, you are the admin, I'm just raising a ticket like my some website is not working, like my office website is xss.com, networkings.com is not working in my office network. So what you will check in that? How you will check? Can anybody
Sir,
tell
we will check the policies. We will check the policy. Policies, if policies are in place, we'll do the policy lookup and check if the traffic and the website is allowed. We'll check the web filtering part and everything.
Okay. Still it is not working. Then what you will check?
Still it's not working. Your question is you are not able to access that website.
I'm not able to access one website, http yes .xxx
Yeah, we'll check
networkings.com.
if HTTPS traffic is allowed or not. So we'll play with the policy.
Okay, we'll play with the policy. Then what you'll check if still it is not working?
We could check the NAT policies applied.
Sir, check in.
NAT, I'll tell you, NAT is not configured. Direct from LAN to internet access we have given. Inbound to outbound access I have given. Inbound to outbound in the sense from LAN to internet. Okay. Still it is not working. What you will check?
Sir, we will check for monitoring policy.
Okay. What you will check in the monitoring policy?
The logs.
Can you tell me your name? That is the right answer. Somewhat right answer.
Harpreet
Okay.
Singh.
Yeah. What you will check in the monitoring part?
Yeah, monitoring part in URL filtering. What is the exact issue for blocking?
Okay. Next.
Sir, we can check the logs and figure out where exactly capturing the packet. Packet will be captured, right? So we'll figure out.
Sometime you can able to see my screen. Sometime it will show the application is incomplete. It will just show the rule name. Application is incomplete. What you will do at that time? That is why I'm saying. As you can able to see, it is showing application is incomplete, correct? Guys,
yes, sir,
I need an answer. Whether it is right or wrong, I need an answer. What you will do if it is incomplete? Now you have struck, right? Now you don't know what to check, correct? But if you know all the concepts, then what you will do?
Check for the URL.
It might be using, apart from HTTPS, if you are using it in a browser, it might be using the web browsing access as well as SSL sometime. If you are not mentioning in the application section in the security rule, it will not come. And when you move to the monitoring part, what it will ask for? It will just reflect it is incomplete, but the rule name it will show. And you already know the rule name, correct? You can't able to troubleshoot the things. if I'm not wrong, correct? Guys, I need answer from you.
Sir, but we can do policy lookup, right? Whether the policy is in place, and
You
it
can
will
able
give
to
some.
see you can able to look into the policy, correct? I'm not saying you can't able to look into the policy, but how you will get to know that it is using this HTTP SSL web browsing it is using? How you will get to know?
You are
I
right, sir.
guess nobody know this thing, but I'm not demotivating you. I'm just telling you like how this, if you are going with a conceptual thing, how the things would be. Okay. So what we'll do at that time, in the sense here, the app scene will be there. Okay. You will just check, and again you will inform the user to regenerate the traffic. As I said earlier, okay, that is in live traffic. You can check in the monitoring section. App scene, you can just go through it here. Okay, it might be rule name will get to know this all the apps it is using. Okay, which you have not mentioned, it will not show here. Why? Because this why I'm showing this. This is a port base. It is an 81. If you are going with the HTTP, it will show some of the applications. If you are going with the HTTP, yes, application access. Okay. Later on that you'll get to see you have just allowed here HTTP only. Okay, you'll come to the monitoring section, and it will show you if they are generating a live traffic from the user end. It will show you like which application is getting blocked, the session end reason it will show you. And if it is blocked by some threat, like you will be not knowing, right? If I give you one malicious website or anything, you can able to access it, right? Correct.
Yes, sir.
How many of you guys know about the phishing attack?
Yeah, sending the link and
They'll
getting
if I'll give the example, if you are using the Instagram account, they'll send you the create one phishing link with the same Instagram login page and credentials. They'll send it to you. It will look it will look like same, right? For username and password login, correct?
yeah, like it will redirect like
You will
log out or
log in, correct? But
yeah.
the firewall will inspect each and everything. Firewall knows. Okay, and how it is? Here it is.
The phishing
Apps.firewall.
attack it will replicate the login page and ask you to enter the credentials.
Yes.
And if you enter the credential, it will.
Yes.
The attack is completed.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, they will have
That is how it will work in the public network, right? But when it comes to the corporate network or enterprise network, firewall will not allow that URL itself. Okay. If user is asking that URL, and if it is not showing in the traffic thing, monitor thing, somebody told you can able to see in the monitoring thing, monitoring not in the traffic. If it will not reflect you in the traffic, it will reflect you in the threat section with update.
Rohit, I have just a question because we were discussing about these rules.
Hmm.
And what is the difference between intrusion prevention system and firewalls? I mean, if we talk about next generation firewall and intrusion prevention system.
See, firewall we'll consider it to inspect the traffic and all. Like intrusion prevention system is like what we can say. Uh, no, intrusion prevention system, what we can say, consider it. I'll give an example like uh, mm, the security precautions, what it is required to, the thing should not be happen.
Yeah.
And firewall is like it will inspect your each and every traffic based on the rule created. based on the command what you are commanding to the firewall. That thing will be done from the administrator end.
So IPS system and next generation firewall both have deep packet inspection system.
See, IPS is to prevent some malicious activity. It is like it will continuously monitor the things. Malicious things.
So if I'm using the next generation firewall for my network, can I also use IPS system in the same network? I mean,
Yeah, you can use. Yeah, you can use IPS. You can use IDS. You can use honeypots. You can use. It depends on the requirement. And let me tell you, firewall has a default feature in this. Firewall has Palo Alto Firewall has the feature about this feature. DDoS attack preventions, every features it has.
So if I'm using this Palo Alto firewall, I don't have to use IPS. So I mean to say, if I'm using next generation firewall Palo Alto.
See, that is what I'm saying. It's completely depends on your requirement.
No, I mean to say, if I'm making a secure network in terms of I don't want any DDoS attack, I don't want DOS attack, I don't want any phishing attack. I'm just trying to secure the entire network without any kind of attack. So is it so? Can I use next generation firewall? And along with that, I'm also
See,
using
that is the problem with the firewall kind of thing. Why I'm telling you this thing is like, if somebody did a DDoS attack, okay, firewall will get reboot, and sometimes firewall will get corrupted. Okay, if you are enabling IDS or IPS or honeypots or anything, it will just check like in how we can say in one program like 5 to 10 peoples are allowed. Okay, so all of a sudden 100 peoples will come, they can't handle the things. But what IPS will do, if 10 peoples are coming, that is allowed, that authorized peoples are coming. What it will check, signature it will check, and policy it will check, everything it will check, and it will allow for that authorized 10 people. If 100 peoples are coming at a time, it will just drop everything. It will not allow. And you will get an alert.
Okay. So there is a difference between IPS and next generation
Yeah, definitely. There is a difference between IPS, IDS, honeypot, and firewall. Honeypot will also be, you can implement. Why honeypot is implemented, like it will create a virtual port in the front end, like in the up end, and if user is trying to like MIM attack, or if some malicious attack, if they are entering into your network, it will detect there itself. It will not show your actual port or anything. What it will do, it will just show the virtual port, so that the hacker can get confused in that.
Yeah, and this Palo Alto is a stateful firewall, right?
It's a next generation firewall. Yeah.
So it's a stateful, right?
Yeah.
So stateful is next generation firewall. There is no.
No.
Same thing, right?
It's not like that. See, next generation in the stateful firewall, like you can able to see. I'll give the example. Like in before, if you are calling to some IP calling, if you are doing, if you speak from here, they can able to listen after 3, 4, 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
So now it is not like that. What firewall will do, I'm giving you just example, like if one packet is coming, it will segregate, like app ID should check from one CPU, and thread services should be checked from another CPU, and rest of the policy will be checked from the another CPU. They'll check all at a time, and the packet will be merged and send it again. They'll verify and send it to the user. This is the thing, it happens. So it is not slow. The lot of mechanism has been changed.
That's why it's called next generation. So I mean.
Yeah.
Right.
Next generation, in the sense, it is more advanced, and as you only asked like IPS kind of thing. It will try to prevent all the things like pre things is installed in the firewall, but we just want to know that how the features will work and what all the conceptual wise we can go through it, we can able to see in this
Right.
session.
But when we start this course, we will also discuss about this, all the things, those that we use for network security, like honeypots and these IDS and IP systems. I mean, are we going to discuss also these things in
No,
future?
we are not going we are not going to discuss about honeypots and all. I just told you for the knowledge purpose only. Why? Because that doubt should not be there. Okay.
Right.
But
Okay.
we are covering this, what all the firewall. We'll start from the basic of the firewall. Okay.
Right.
History of the firewall. Then I'll start with the Palo Alto concept.
All right. All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi Rohit, this is Vivek here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, when this course is going to start?
So guys, today's demo and tomorrow we don't have a class. So from that means from today's what? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we are gonna start.
So like actually I'm new to this firewall thing, security thing. Basically I'm from routing switching background. So like if I take up this course, like so will I be able to make like a better understanding on the security field? Like it will be covered from scratch, basics.
Definitely will be able to step into the security field. Why? Because I'll tell you one thing. Palo Alto is what GUI you are able to see. It's very easy. You can check with once you have. I'll tell you. Just go with a checkpoint and FortiGate. That GUI is like you'll. It's like somewhat for newcomers and all. You'll be able to find the things in the firewall. This is very easy. You'll get if you're going to the policy, you'll get the security rule. NAT is there, UI is there, policy based forwarding is there, decryption is there, network packet broker is there, tunnel inspection is there, application override is there, authentication is there, DDoS protection is there, SD-WAN is also there, but we are not going to cover this SD-WAN in this. It's a different thing about the SD-WAN.
Yes.
And if you are clicking on the object, we'll get all the things, address and address group. We'll get region wise, which all the region it is working. If you are configuring this thing, it will reflect here. Then again it will come for dynamic user groups, application, services, TCP, UDP, and what all the port number it should be allowed. Everything will be configured here, correct? Then tags. This tag is used for like if you are creating some security policy, like depends on the severity and all, you will mention the tag. Like for internet, you will mention in the red, and you can able to see that thing easily in that policy when you are creating. And as I said, like customs objects, there are spyware thing, vulnerability thing. These are URL category. And security profiles by default, antivirus is there, anti-spyware is there, vulnerability protection is there, URL filtering is there, file blocking is there, wildfire analysis is there, data filtering is there, DOS protection is there. Correct.
Yeah.
So it's very easy. Like if you are clicking on one tab, you will get all the sub tab in the left side section. Correct. What you need to do is you have to like understand the things. If I'll tell you one concept, like if you today we are discuss about the portfolio and architecture of the firewall, then you have to just go through it. And like if you are after that, when we are coming with the administrator management sections and all, like what we can do, we can I'll tell you the thing. Different scenario are there to configure that thing. I'll tell you all the scenarios. You can just go through it and you can just start working on the lab so that you could get the confidence as well as will be thorough in the conceptual wise. Guys, I'm ready to tell you each and everything, every part, every single part of the firewall, Palo Alto firewall. But along with that, if you are struggling and if you are ready to learn the things, if you are practicing, then definitely you will be in the top. Why?
Yeah,
Because
actually, because
it's just not a PCNSE course. This is an EDU 210 course, and this is an officially trained by Palo Alto, and they'll cost you a lot. You can't imagine about that.
okay.
So Rohit sir, I
After
have
completing this all thing, I'll tell you with the panorama thing, that is a centralized management system. And if the time remains, I'll just discuss about the global protect, which is not recommended by the Palo Alto, and this thing will not be there in the PCNSE exam. As I earlierly said, Palo Alto is not considering it as a security engineer or network security engineer. They are considering it as a cybersecurity engineer, and they are moving ahead with cybersecurity on.
So Rohit sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
So like the one scenario you mentioned with the troubleshooting, if do you recommend we have some sort of hands-on experience in our own private networks in the companies before giving PCNSE, or just doing the labs with you is going to be enough? Like it is going to train us well for the PCNSE?
See, that is what I'm saying. For clearing the exam, that is a different kind of thing. That is 100% different kind of thing. Okay, you should be knowing the concept as well as you should get the dumps for that. Okay, for doing the day-to-day activity, you should, if you want to become a top engineer in your company or in your organization, you should be knowing all these things, and along with the conceptual things, so that if anything happens, like you should be able to sit and troubleshoot things. As I earlier asked you a question, like if the application is not working and what all the things you are going to troubleshoot, you guys said some part of the troubleshooting part, and beyond that there are a lot of troubleshooting steps is there. So if you know the concept, then next time if something happens, you'll get to know, yeah, this is the thing happened, so we have to check here, this thing we have to check. Correct?
Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
And if you know from the architecture level, like I'll tell you another one example, like one of my colleague has did something and we are not able to log into the firewall. Nobody was able to log in. If it is a super admin or anyone or anything, I'll tell you this thing. I can't show you this troubleshootings and all. Like I'll tell you this after completion of this course, or while I explaining the concept. If that topic came, I'll tell you this thing also, like the scenario, what it happens when we are working and all. So you will be having idea. Okay. So if it when you starts working, if you get that error or anything, then definitely you'll get to know that we have to do this thing.
So, sir, you will be discussing real-time scenarios. That's what you're saying, right?
What?
You will be discussing the real-time scenarios, right?
Yeah, real-time scenarios. Like that is what I said. If I'm explaining one concept, and if the real-time scenarios are there for that concept or anything, I'll tell you that thing. Like this thing happened, we troubleshooted in this way, so that you will get an idea how to troubleshoot.
Rohit, Sushant this side.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm from a FortiGate background.
Okay.
I have two questions regarding in FortiGate. Suppose anyone give a scenario that I have a source, I have a destination, and I have a services, and I have to create a policy. Okay. So the simply in FortiGate will get the through the command where the source coming from and where the destination coming from. So, but in Palo Alto, how can we get? What is the command? It's command, or you can get us GUI. Can you tell me?
In GUI only, you'll get all the details, right?
So can you show me from the right now?
Actually, the main concern, hi Rohit, this is the main concern is that we get the option, like we can check the route from the where the source is coming and the destination coming. Is there any option in the Palo Alto so that we can check for the same? That's what
in the traffic section only you can check this thing.
asking for the same. So how can we, identify and how can we check the same in the FortiGate? Can you just show us?
And Palo Alto, sir.
No, you are asking about the route.
Yeah, route. Yeah, I'm asking about the route. Where you get the route, where the source and destination, where how can you define the where the which zone is the source zone and which zone is the it's external internal zone.
For that, in the device section, 1 second. For that, you have to if you are single login to the firewall. Okay, now I am in Panorama. Okay, it is a centralized management system. If you are single firewall, if you are logging in to the sum of the firewall, there is a troubleshooting section. Okay, in the troubleshooting, there is an thing like security. Here you can go with the routing. Okay.
Okay.
Click on the route and fib lookup. You can mention the IP. Okay. Any IP, source and destination IP, you can mention single IP and mention the router, like which routing part you are using, and you can click on the execute. It will give a test result here, and if you're clicking on that, it will show you all the details here in the result section.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Roy. Thank you.
Yeah.
So is it like, sorry for cutting in, sir. So is it like the Wireshark which we do in the routing?
No, it's not about the Wireshark thing. It's an Wireshark is a different kind of thing. It will give you each and every packet information. This is not giving. It is just give it. It has a different thing here. Like you can check the security policy match, QoS match. Like you have to mention here, and you have to just click on the execute. It will get a test result. It is like uh, test kind of thing. It will reflect here.
It's
So
same.
it is like
It's same as a policy
something
lookup
like
in
sample.
FortiGate.
Yeah, if you are in one network and you don't know like in which zone it will come. Okay. Uh, let's assume like 10.1.1 that user has mentioned. So it comes under a corporate zone, or it comes under the LAN zone, or it comes under DMZ zone, or it comes under VPN zone. We don't know that thing, right? So what we'll do, we'll just click on the routing. We'll just mention the fib lookup, and we'll mention the IP and virtual router type you will mention here. Then you can execute the test result. You will get here. Once you click on the test result, it will show for the port. Then you will come to the network and interface. Let's assume it's 1/5, the port number. Okay, so 1/9 we can assume. So 1/9 is for which
zone?
It will mention here. Okay, in the zone section it will show here. Like 1/9 is for corp zone. Okay, this thing we can see the routing part and all. Like if you want to identify the routing thing.
As someone previously said, I am actually from routing and switching background purely. And as today's class, it is partially overwhelming for me. So I really doubt myself if I would be able to learn network security to a greater extent. So, like how it is, sir?
I can definitely say that this is network security thing. We can definitely able to learn. Okay, but you have to curious about knowing the concepts. If you are not curious about the knowing concept, like you will be not able to do the things. As you are assuming that I can able to do it or not. At initially, do you know about the routing and switching? No, right? You learned about the routing and switching, correct?
Yes.
If I'm not
Yeah.
wrong.
So what would be? No, you're not wrong. So what would be the prerequisites like for freshers who are new to network security like me? What would be the
This
prerequisites?
is the first step to the security part. Okay. So that is why I'm saying I'll start it from the scratch to understand the concept easily and better manner. With the examples I'll come up with. If I'm giving one or two example, I hope you understand the concept. I'll give the
Okay, sir.
example-based explanation. I'll give it to you. That is why I asked you in the initially, like if you want to just clear the PCNSE exam, or else if you want to know the concept wise deeply.
Uh, as my personal opinion, I got to know about PCNSE exam from you on today's class. So my agenda is not that.
Yeah,
So Rohit, primarily the agenda, the focus is not to clear the exam. I don't know. Maybe there would be different opinions, but the focus or to main aim motto to join this course is more to understand from the basic concepts. Okay, certification and all those things can be done after once
For
you are.
certifications and all, like after completion of this course, I'll tell you like the dumps and all, how you have to refer and what all the things you have to
So
practice.
Rohit, I got
able to clear
like when I inquired, I got some module details from your this NW Kings. I just wanted to make sure that you are covering all those because those I found more relevant. So if you allow, I can share the course contents what was shared
Can
to
you
us.
just share me in this metal sir in the chat section? I'll just
Hi,
look into it.
Gaurav from networkings only. So yeah, you're right. Like we have some certain PDF which we are sharing when somebody is enrolling. Yeah, the pattern is remain same. There are some of some batches which we are delivering on the advanced side. So you can take admission in this also, but yes, this is we are considering as an advanced batch.
So when you say advanced batch, what it means? Like you would
Advanced in
start
the
from.
sense like what networking has shared to you, that will cover in PCNSE. Okay. And in EDU 210, along with the PCNSE concept, it is covering some advanced concept as well as supplementing. I'm going to explain you if the time is there in this batch. Okay, I'm not giving assurance about the supplement part, but rest of the thing I'll tell you here. But in PCNSE, all the concept is not covered in the PCNSE. This is the EDU 210, which has the advanced uh, concept which has been explained in the 210 and with the content filter centralized management part.
So it is like PCNSA or like PCNSA because in Palo Alto there are only two things: PCNSA and PCNSE, right?
That is what I'm saying. I'll show you 1 second. I'll clear your doubt 1 second.
Yeah.
See, this is PCNSA. This is an basic level certification, and this is PCNSE. This is basic level certification. Okay, advanced level certification. It has you can able to see next generation firewall setup and management connection. Okay, zone security, security and NAT policy and protection, DDoS attacks, app ID, block, wildfire versus malware. This how it is. I'll tell you. This is like a theoretical part to understand you about the firewall. Like they'll tell you like how the firewall it is and how it blocks the threats. Like how I am telling you now in the demo session, like it will do like this, it will do like this will do like this. Along with some lab part, it is covered here. Okay, here you can able to see the introduction to firewall management through Panorama. Okay, that is what I said. Centralized management system, threat information, security. If you compare this PCNSC with EDU 210, can you able to see the content now? What is the difference?
It is more
Rohit, what you
configuration
can do, you
oriented.
can share this, you can copy this link and paste in the chat so that they can compare and they can take, because see, we are running a Palo Alto batches, like 4 batches in a month. So you can choose according to that, guys. But again, this is the advanced batch. This is what I'm trying to say. PCNSA, like it's a configuration and the troubleshooting part is there, but this is going to be a mixed batch, including some real-time industry concept, basically.
Yeah, Gaurav, if it's possible, can we start this batch from tomorrow?
Sir, Not sure about tomorrow, but yes, from Thursday, it's 110% confirmed. Otherwise, if you all is okay, I can start from tomorrow also. I don't have any problem. All agreed to join from tomorrow?
Yeah, I was saying
Yeah,
because
good
if
with
we
me.
start on Thursday, then we'll only have 2 days, Thursday and Friday, because
Got
Saturday
it.
Sunday is
Got
off,
it.
right?
So, Rohit, you're comfortable to start from tomorrow as in day one?
I'll let you know.
Sure.
Give me
After the
some time.
session,
I have to check the
let's have a
schedule.
call and we can finalize. Okay. So, guys, I'll update you tomorrow morning before 12. You'll get the email from the support team.
So
But
Gaurav,
before 11 or 12,
Gaurav,
immediately.
how about
Yeah, guys, I'll tell you one thing. Don't rush up with this thing. If I'm telling you the concept, you'll feel like it is a very small concept. But you start reading that concept, you'll get to know a lot of questions and you'll get a lot of doubts. Okay. If you're not coming up with a doubt, then I'm sure that you are not going to practice on this. Definitely, I'm telling that when I'm explaining it, it will be like a very short concept. But if you go through it, you'll get a doubt. Like, yeah, the sir said this thing, but this is working like this. How it is? If you are coming up with that thing, then only you are able to learn each and everything.
Rohit, hello.
Yeah.
Rohit, I have a little bit doubt in one